Imagine that even before you were born, your soul already existed, not in a physical body, not limited by time and space, but on a plane beyond our comprehension, a plane where everything is light, energy, and purpose. But then, something happens. You are called to a journey, a cycle begins, and your soul receives a mission. But what is that mission? Why did we come to this world, immerse ourselves in matter, and face such intense challenges? Could there be a greater purpose behind all of this? If you have ever wondered about your true origin, if you have ever felt that there is something beyond what the eyes can see, get ready. What you are about to discover can transform your view on life, death, and the meaning of existence. Many spiritual traditions, including Spiritism, teach that our soul is not created at the moment of birth. On the contrary, it already existed beforehand, and our coming into the physical world is part of a cycle of learning and evolution. But why is this cycle necessary? If we come from a higher state, why would we need to descend into matter? Why go through hardships, pains, and challenges? The Spiritist Doctrine offers us fascinating answers. According to Allan Kardec, God created all spirits in a simple and ignorant way. This means that in the beginning we were like spiritual children, without experience, without knowledge, but with a glorious destiny, evolution towards perfection. Imagine a small seed. In the beginning it seems insignificant, just a tiny dot without any grand form. But within it lies infinite potential. Over time, that seed grows, develops roots, strengthens its stem, and eventually becomes a lush tree. The same happens with the soul. We come into the world to grow, learn, and bloom. But this growth does not occur only on the spiritual plane. There are lessons that can only be learned here, in matter. That is why, at a certain point in the journey, the soul needs to incarnate. It needs to face concrete challenges, feel emotions, overcome limitations, and develop virtues that, on the spiritual plane, would be merely abstract concepts. But this transition is not always easy. Many spirits, upon arriving in the material world, find themselves trapped by the limitations of the flesh. They feel hunger, pain, fear, insecurity. They must deal with emotional challenges, internal conflicts, and experiences that, at times, seem difficult to bear. But behind all of this, there is a great purpose: evolution. Every trial faced is an opportunity for growth. Every mistake made is a chance to learn. Every pain experienced is another step towards wholeness. But if this process is so important, why do we not remember our past lives? If we have already lived before, why is our memory erased? The answer is simple. Forgetting is a blessing. Imagine carrying with you all the memories of past lives. Imagine remembering every mistake, every suffering, every disappointment. It would be unbearable. Forgetting allows us to restart, gives us the chance to learn without the burden of the past. However, even if our conscious mind does not remember, our soul carries the marks of everything we have already experienced. Our inexplicable fears, our natural abilities, our affinities, and even our personal challenges may be reflections of past experiences. That feeling of déjà vu, that inexplicable connection with certain people, that talent that arises effortlessly. All of this can be an indication that we have been here before. But if we are constantly evolving, if we are here to learn and grow, why do some people seem trapped in the same mistakes? Why do some souls take longer to progress? The answer lies in the law of cause and effect. What we sow, we reap. If we choose paths of selfishness, pride, or violence, we will inevitably face the consequences of those choices. But that does not mean eternal punishment. God, being just and merciful, always offers new opportunities for a fresh start. If today we face difficulties, they may be reflections of past choices, but not as eternal condemnation, rather as a chance to learn, correct, and move forward. If we look at challenges as opportunities for growth, instead of punishments, we can face them with more serenity and wisdom. And here comes the big question. Did we choose our own life before incarnating? The Spiritist Doctrine teaches us that we did. Before we reincarnate, our soul is aware of what it needs to learn. Together with higher spirits, we plan the challenges we will face, the people we will meet, the experiences that will help us evolve. But upon birth, we forget that planning. And many times, we complain about life without realizing that we ourselves chose this path. Now think, what if that difficult person in your life was, in fact, someone you chose to meet again in order to resolve past issues? And what if that suffering you are going through was exactly what your soul needed to evolve? Nothing happens by chance. Every experience has a purpose, even if, at the moment, we cannot see it. But if we choose our journey, does that mean that everything is already written? Or do we have the power to change our destiny? The truth is that destiny and free will coexist. Some trials are part of our incarnation plan, but the way we react to them depends entirely on us. We can learn through love or through pain. We can evolve quickly or delay our growth. The path is before us, but it is up to us to decide how to walk it. And here arises the most important question. How do we know if we are on the right path? The answer lies within us. Our consciousness, our intuition, our sense of right and wrong, our spiritual compasses that guide us. The problem is that very often we let ourselves be seduced by the pleasures of the material world and forget our true purpose. We cling to the ego, to vanity, to pride, and that distances us from our divine essence. But the more we evolve, the more we free ourselves from the bonds of matter. Higher spirits no longer need physical experience. They have already learned all the lessons that the material world could teach. Now, they inhabit more subtle spiritual planes, where they continue their journey toward perfection. And what about us? We are still here, learning, growing, making mistakes and getting things right. But one day, we will all get there. Evolution is inevitable. We can speed up or delay our progress, but the final destination is always the same: spiritual perfection and communion with God. Now tell me, do you believe that you have lived other lives? Have you ever had experiences that seem to indicate memories of a past existence? Write in the comments. I will be reading and leaving a little heart on the most inspiring accounts. If this video opened your mind and made you reflect, do not forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell so that more people can have access to this transformative knowledge. Together, we can awaken more consciences and expand our understanding of the soul's journey. If our soul is in constant evolution, how can we accelerate this process? How can we ensure that we are making the most of this journey? The answer lies in self-knowledge and inner reform. The more we seek to understand our true essence and overcome our imperfections, the faster we advance. But this requires effort, dedication, and above all, humility to recognize our faults and work to correct them. Spiritual transformation begins with small actions. Every choice we make, every thought we cultivate, every word we utter shapes our journey. If we choose the path of love, compassion, and gratitude, we draw closer to God. If we let ourselves be carried away by pride, selfishness, and anger, we delay our growth. Every day, we have the opportunity to evolve, but it is up to us to decide how we will tread this path. And here comes one of the most powerful teachings of spirituality: energetic vibration. Everything in the universe is energy, and our thoughts and emotions have a direct impact on our vibration. If we are constantly feeding negative feelings, such as fear, resentment, and envy, we tune into denser energies. But when we cultivate elevated thoughts, feelings of peace, kindness, and generosity, our vibration rises, facilitating our connection with the higher spiritual plane. This explains why some people seem to have a lighter and more fluid life, while others face constant challenges. Our vibrational frequency attracts circumstances compatible with what we emanate. If we want a more harmonious life, we need to learn to control our thoughts and emotions. Prayer, meditation, and the practice of doing good are powerful tools to elevate our energy and strengthen our spirit. But even knowing all this, why do we still make the same mistakes? Why is it so difficult to maintain this spiritual elevation? The answer lies in free will and the influence of the material world. We live on a planet where attachment to matter is still very strong. We are constantly distracted by fleeting illusions, by the relentless pursuit of status, power, and momentary pleasures. And very often, we forget that none of that is permanent. Everything we accumulate here, material goods, fame, recognition, stays behind when we leave. What we carry with us is only what we have learned and how much we have evolved. And that is why we are living in such a crucial moment in the history of humanity. Earth is undergoing a spiritual transition. We are ceasing to be a planet of trials and expiations to become a world of regeneration. This means that we are being tested. Everything that is happening around us, conflicts, crises, collective challenges, is part of this process of purification. Spirits that are not aligned with this new vibration will be directed to other worlds where they will continue their learning in conditions more compatible with their evolution. This is the reason why so many people are spiritually awakening. More than ever, we are feeling the call to seek answers, to understand our true essence, and to reconnect with spirituality. This is a moment of decision. We need to choose between remaining trapped in the old energies of fear and suffering or elevating our consciousness and becoming agents of transformation. But this change does not happen overnight. It requires patience, discipline, and above all, vigilance over our own thoughts and actions. We are here to learn, and every challenge we face is an opportunity to demonstrate our evolution. When we choose to forgive instead of holding grudges, when we choose to help instead of ignoring, when we choose to trust instead of despairing, we are taking giant steps in our spiritual journey. And if there is something we can learn from more evolved spirits, it is that no one is alone on this path. We always have help. We may not see it, but we are constantly accompanied by spiritual mentors, friendly spirits who guide and inspire us. How many times, in moments of difficulty, have we felt an inexplicable relief? How many times, when everything seemed lost, did an unexpected solution appear? That is not a coincidence. These are signs that we are being guided, supported, and protected. So whenever you feel lost, ask for help. Pray, elevate your thoughts, ask for guidance. The universe always responds, but we need to be receptive to hearing the answers. Often they arrive in subtle ways, through an intuition, a coincidence, an unexpected encounter. The more attentive we are, the more we will notice these signs. And now I ask you, have you ever been through a situation where you felt that something greater was guiding you? Have you ever had a moment when everything seemed lost, but an invisible force helped you move forward? Share your experience in the comments. I will be reading and leaving a heart on the most inspiring stories. If this video touched your heart and brought a new perspective on the journey of the soul, leave your like and subscribe to the channel. This helps more people gain access to this knowledge and awaken to their true essence. Together we can build a more conscious and spiritually elevated world. The journey of the soul is eternal. With each life, with each lesson, we take another step towards the light. And one day we will all return home,